On today's episode, we discuss
a ton of self-realization.
And we meet the Texas version of Loretta's Ladies. All of that and much, much more on today's Murder We Spoke. Hey guys, welcome back to Murder We Spoke. We are new converts to the Church of Murder We Spoke. I'm still workshopping that.
No, I like that though.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'm not sold on it. Anyway.
Right.
On this podcast, we are venturing to watch and discuss only the best of the best episodes, and we're doing it based on your recommendations. On the first Friday of each month, we meet to break down a brand new, to us, episode, and all things JB Fletcher. I'm Ben, and I'm joined as always by my co-host, Marissa.
What up, Ben?
How's it going, Marissa?
Good, because I got some food in my belly now, so I'm not hangry. I can really enjoy JB.
We're well fed. We're watching some just classic JB Fletcher.
Honestly, my day was so mediocre, and I was like, ugh. And then I come here, I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I feel good.
It's like an audible happy pill. It's so
much better.
Okay, before we jump into the episode, what we're going to do, let's just read a review from iTunes real quick.
Yes.
From our new friend, FGICAW Gugbo.
Killing it with that name.
That name, it's amazing. I should try to pronounce it, but I won't.
No.
I just like Gugbo. That's my favorite part. And it says, I thought the only person I could share my love of MSW with was my mom. But in listening to you guys, I found my kindred spirits.
Oh.
I'm only on episode 6 right now, but I can feel you guys getting into a great groove. I can't wait to listen to the rest. JB Fletcher for life.
Oh my God.
So
yes,
sweet.
We are.
So sweet.
Kindred spirits. Speak to us, honey, please.
And I'm pretty sure because he told me he follows us on the Instagram, which we're on Instagram now, guys.
Yeah.
Get on it. And he's so nice, if this is the same guy from Manchester, all that stuff, you guys need to come, have some tea at this place. It's yeah, we do.
We do.
We absolutely do.
My fave soccer team is Manchester United, so I feel like we really are kindred
It really
spirits.
is coming together quite nicely.
Yeah, there's no coincidence there.
Okay, so the reason we're starting off with a lovely review is because what we're going to do a giveaway. What I've deemed Murder We Swag.
Oh my God.
Come on, guys. That's pretty
That
good.
is amazing, Ben.
So, to enter yourself to win a bunch of Murder She Wrote and Murder We Spoke swag.
Literally cool shit. Ben has been getting together. It's not even fully put together. That's how great it is because the thinking caps are still on, but what's there so far? I might have to create a fake name
It's pretty top shelf.
Yeah.
It's pretty top. But if you haven't left a review for your own podcast yet, come on.
I mean, what are you talking about?
I'm pretty sure my 5-star review may be the first review. I'm just saying.
Yeah, exactly.
So you see someone who's I'm definitely not the host of this podcast. It's pretty great. Anyway, so there's going to be a pillow with, if you go to our Redbubble store, we bought a bunch of crap out of there, and then we give it to guests as they come in. And hopefully we'll have more guests soon, too, by the way.
Right.
There's a pillow that's got little top of JB's face on it that says, I could be wrong, but frankly, I doubt it.
One of the best JB quotes. I mean,
Perfect.
It's hard to pick, but
Directly from the pilot, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's directly out of the pilot.
I remember that being early on and me thinking, if every episode is like this, it's gold.
Yeah. I mean, that title is just a little too long to be the title of this show, but it really could just be the working title of this show.
Murder, She Wrote, also known as...
subtitle, Murder, She Wrote, : I could be wrong, but frankly, I doubt it.
I think we're on to something, right? That
So
sound is correct.
So, you'll be getting that. Lovely pillow. You'll be getting some tote bags with some Murder We Spoke logos with some JB Fletcher on there. You'll be getting Angela Lansbury's famed workout book. And if you guys want the VHS, we do have the VHS as well. It's up. We'll leave that one up to you if you're the winner. What else do we have? What else do we have like right now? Like we got some Murder She Wrote novels.
Yeah.
P.S. Remind me, I want to talk about because I'm listening to the audiobook finally. Started the audiobook I bought.
Forgot about this.
So remind me, I want to talk about it because I'm like 4 or 5 chapters in. Oh my God, it's great. Anyway,
oh my God.
So we'll talk about that. But so you get some of those, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. I legit went like on a Murder She Wrote wormhole. Yeah. And I was like, anything that looks cool, that cute, that like.
I mean, the fact that we have the VHS speaks for the wormhole.
Anything, yeah. Right. And like whatever else is in that prize drawer, I'm gonna go look. We have a prize drawer. Yeah, you guys, we have a prize drawer. Deal with it. I'm going to go look in the prize drawer and I'll see what else we have. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. And all you got to do to win all this delicious, delicious swag is leave us a review.
Literally, you're on your phone probably now.
Right, you drop over there. It takes 2 seconds. 5 stars. We don't want to pressure you. We just want you to leave us a review. Prefer it to be 5 stars. But you go with what your heart tells you.
Right, but if your heart's telling you anything other than 5 stars, maybe find another episode and try again. Because I bet you will have a gem in there.
Yeah, we've done like 20 episodes. One of them's got to be good.
Yeah, exactly.
One of them's got to be good.
That.
Okay, so leave us a good review and then screen cap it, send it to us on Instagram. Tag us. We're at Murder We Spoke.
Yes.
Tweet it at us at Murder We Spoke.
We're open.
Go to the Facebook. Post it on our wall. Murder We Spoke on Facebook.
Yes.
MurderWeSpoke@gmail.com. You guys just send it to us. So that way, primarily so we have a way to contact you should you be the winner.
Exactly.
So that's all you got to do. And that enters you to win super awesome prizes.
And when is this going until? Starting now.
Starting now. Going until... Question mark. Okay. We're not going to keep it open that long. We're going to mention, we're going to do... We're doing this episode a little early because we didn't want to wait that long to see some JB Fletcher.
Right.
We couldn't wait until like next month. Just wasn't possible.
It's been a dark month. We need a little lightness in our life.
Yeah. And so we're going to drop this so you guys give you plenty of heads up to get to go,
Come on, guys.
Ponder a good review in your mind. So yes. if you're like FGICAW Gugbo, our good buddy F Gugbo, and you already left review, just go into the iTunes, take a snap and send it to us.
Heather Cupcakes, I'm sure.
Heather Cupcakes, yours was so good, maybe we'll enter you twice. I don't know. Yours was so high praise, like you might get entered twice.
Right.
Maybe that's what No, we're not. It's like if you leave us really good review, you might get 2. No, it's not. We're good.
No, we're not. We're definitely not like that.
We're definitely not winking, as we say. We're definitely not going to give preference to the better reviews.
Right.
We're definitely not saying that. Okay. So do that. The goal what I want to do is triple the number of reviews we have. That's a bold goal, but I think we can do it. I think we can do it.
I think so too, especially with a little incentive. Oh, I'm sorry. A huge incentive because it's an amazing swag bag.
Yeah. And you guys, if you're international, we're going to pay for international postage.
Ooh, almost choked. Yes.
If you're international, go fuck yourself. No, that's not what I was about to say. We are going to pay for the postage.
Yeah, so people in Manchester,
get on it. Like, there might be DVDs in there that might not be coded for your region. Look at the case.
Honestly,
I don't know what to tell you.
Even then, it's kind of more of a novelty.
That thing you can... It's a
Be
story
like, I
you
have
can
American
tell people.
Friends. Look, they sent me this.
Exactly. You can just talk about how you have such great American friends that live in...
we are your friends.
We are.
We're not going to pretend anything. We are your friends.
Like, we're all... This is a community. This is a community.
It's a nice community to be a part of.
Okay. I think that's it for that. So, in the time like we took us to explain this, you could have left your review. Be done.
I was about to say I think people already have, but... yeah, okay.
Okay, so that's where we are. That's where we are. Okay.
I'm really excited for these reviews.
I can't wait to start reading them. I really can't. It's like, how desperate are we for good reviews? Like, we'll give you stuff. We'll give you free shit, please.
But honestly, that's how, I'm a millennial. That's how you
do it. And it'll help people find the podcast. We'll just take over the world. And we're going to take over the world by giving away Murder, She Wrote books. There's some good stuff. Like, some of it might not make it on the site. Some of it's some pretty cool shit.
And even just the pillow alone, the stuff from Redbubble is actually really legit. And it's really cute. Yeah, and it's really cute. And who wouldn't want to stare at JB all day?
It's awesome. Anyway, we'll get to it. But yeah, the Redbubble stuff is really great.
Yeah.
It's really good. Okay. On to the episode?
Yes.
Okay, guys. Today we are discussing Season 7, Episode 14, Who Killed JB Fletcher?
Literally almost had a heart attack when you first...
When I told you the episode title?
I was like, Ben, what season is this? Because if it was like Season 12, Episode 24, I might have just keeled over.
You're like, nope, can't take that risk.
Nope, it's too dark of a month, Ben. I can't handle this on top of everything else.
This episode originally aired on February 10th, 1991. And it was recommended by a nice host, like a lot of people. Like we had at Susie_Cherry, Amy at Hathaway A, and Aaliyah Stearns and John Kay both came on and were like, yes, agree, great episode.
Shit.
Definitely covered. So people are into this episode.
And this one we're doing in segments.
Oh, yeah, you guys.
Yeah.
We're trying something new.
Yeah, because we're innovators.
So what we've done is we've watched up until the first commercial break, because these shows from the 80s give you a clear delineation.
We know. Even though it's on Netflix.
Even though clear as crystal.
Yeah.
Like there's a... Yeah. Couldn't have been more clear. So what we've done, we watched up until the first commercial break, which was what, 13 minutes.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a long time. Like,
I think yeah.
Okay, anyway.
I'm like, how long is it again? Okay, so we might have 2 more commercials.
Who knows how many? Yeah. So we watched them until the first commercial break. We're going to jump on. We're going to do a pod. We're going to maybe make some predictions, like just kind of
We'll be wrong with our predictions as per usual.
That way, when we tell you guys how wrong we are, or even when we predict like, oh yeah, we definitely got it right, we can't lie now.
No, you'll know for sure.
There's no lying now.
And this way we can't really forget anything, because I feel like sometimes at the end we're so hoodwinked because we're idiots and don't know what's happening.
And we just fixate on how hoodwinked we were.
Yeah, exactly. So this way we won't really forget as much either.
Yeah. Okay, so we open up like a nice tight shot of like a bald dude with way too much makeup on. Just like, were they at the kennel at this point?
That's what I couldn't figure out, because it seemed like a doctor's office, but I thought she broke into the same place later, so I'm assuming it's a kennel. When we should have paid attention. There's the details. Yeah, exactly, because we saw her signing her name. Clearly heard it was not the voice of our beloved JB Fletcher. Oh, no.
So,
and JB doesn't wear flashy red fake acrylics like that.
Oh, never. Oh, my God.
We won't even discuss, the outfit that quote-unquote JB was wearing. So, ooh. But I didn't even pay attention to, like, the stationery. Right. Which would have had something on there. And even later on when fake JB is sneaking in and it shows you the name of the kennel, still miss that. Like, just not paying attention. I didn't notice that. So often I get distracted by the little details in the show. Maybe that's my new approach. Just try not to pay attention and get hoodwinked. Yeah. So I thought it was a good intro because, the guy's just fawning over JB Fletcher. And would you say his wife or his mom? Probably his mom. That is wife. Yeah. I don't know. He doesn't look like a guy that'd have a wife, so we'll just go with mom. Sorry, guy. Yeah. But his mom would just be irate if he didn't get an autograph. So gets the autograph, and that's just to establish that it's not that there's a fake JB. And then it pans up, and she's wearing literally like a bedazzled Texas 80s purple, pink, gold. Oh yeah. Only could this outfit exist in Texas in the 80s. Nowhere else. No other place in time. No. It's confined to this space. Yeah, and a cowboy hat, and she's like, oh, no problem, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. She's a saucy old broad. I'll give her that. Like, she seems like a lot of fun. Yeah, no, for sure. I would hang out with her. And then she gets caught in the... So she sneaks back into the kennel, and they panned up for a while on the door, and I thought it looked just like a hinge, but I guess they were saying it was like a silent alarm on the door. Yeah, okay. And then you see the cop like tiptoeing and like, hold it right there. It was even like a good old school shot of, you saw the cop approaching his profile in the window, just like gun drawn, like approaching. And like doing that little creep punch shoulder. It's like, so typical. Yeah, perfectly shot. And then, she just kind of turns around. It's when she's leaving the police office the next morning. She's like, do you want an autograph? Yeah. Like, okay. Like when the cop caught her, she was just like old lady, like, like, yeah, like almost like a Debbie Downer kind of face. Exactly. She's like, wah wah. Got caught. And so she goes to jail and says she's JB Fletcher. And we were concerned at first because it's like,
No one's going to check a driver's license.
Yeah, no wonder people got away with shit in the 80s because they didn't care. They had no rules.
What's your name? I'm JB Fletcher, the author. Okay, let me jot that down.
And then let's go and tell the media because then it was on the local news.
It was
not local. Yeah,
No. This is honey.
I know.
Famous mystery writer JB Fletcher got arrested. This is not just national news. Breaking news.
It was breaking news, and they're like, and then news. Back to sports. Think about that now. It's like, and then she had to go take a ride to go to confront this place.
The crazy.
She calls them.
She's God knows where. Right. She calls Bremerton. She's like, hey bro, just saw that myself, famous writer JB Fletcher, was arrested. Didn't happen. He's like, tell to the judge when you come into court. Right. She's like, perhaps you're not listening.
Okay. Do you even hear we have different voices? But okay, well.
Whatever. Like, I'm a proper lady from Maine, and this not some from like Podunk, Texas. Okay.
Right. Exactly.
No. I'm from Podunk, Montana. I can say it. And so she gets back on the phone, and she's like, I need a ticket to Bremerton, Texas. Smash cut to who are walking to the Bremerton. Is like, oh, we're on the phone a couple hours ago. She literally dropped everything. Looks like she was in a hotel room. She signed like a room service bill.
Yeah.
Like tipped quite generously, I'm sure.
It's JB.
And then she shows up like literally dropped everything. She flew to Texas just like,
well, because
what's
I feel
going
like
on?
She had to deal with it. Like, imagine.
And this is so pre 9/11. Like, she just went pre
9/11.
She went to the airport. She wrote a check.
Yeah.
She's writing checks left and right in this episode, by the way.
Oh.
She wrote a check and gave it to the person, like, okay, plane's right out back, go and get on. And she's in Bremerton in 2 hours. And it's
amazing. But I mean, she has to deal with it right away because this is like the fucking Wild Wild West in the 80s. What, she's going to have a felony record?
Who's going to buy the books of a felon?
Exactly. And I like, before they were, God, I can't believe the national news. And she's just like, what? Oh,
I
love
it. Was so perfect when she's like in the other room and she was like, mystery writer, and the way she just kind of pops out, and it's like, oh, sorry, did I hear something? Did I hear my name?
Right. And so then she gets here and the cop's still an asshole. He's like, oh yeah, the lady last night also had an ID that looked like this. And she's like, well, I have receipts. I have my library card. Like, anything that a normal person would take. And I actually think airports now will even take, like, I don't know, in state. You can also show a credit card because that's probably you. And he won't believe her. So she has to go to the local pharmacy because they don't have a bookstore in the area.
Yeah.
Paperback.
Shocking, yeah. Do you have a bookstore? Nope.
Oh, shocker there.
Why would we want one of those things in this town?
Exactly.
Mucking things up.
And then it was perhaps one of the favorite things I've seen so far. Cute JB holding up a picture of her book, smiling next to it to prove it's her.
She's like, see, it's me. And she even did like that, see?
Yeah.
And then she literally puts the book down and does the pose from the back of the book.
Oh my God, that was so good. I need a picture of that to like put at my desk at work.
Could not have been more gorgeous. I just love like her holding it up like
and like her picture is such a nugget. I love it.
And that gorgeous picture comes back too. But so the woman, our fake JB, gets picked up by her buddy, who actually, I just want to note this because that is a famous actress from the 40s and 50s.
Okay.
As they all are on the show.
Right.
As they all are. That's Betty Garrett. Who plays Kit Parkins. She had a very storied career, like doing like song and dance shows. And then she had recurring roles on Laverne and Shirley and All in the Family. But I just happened to have watched her on this movie starring Frank Sinatra and Gene Kelly called On the Town, which is now literally like just came back on Broadway like last year. It's like a Broadway show.
Shit.
Again, it's crazy, but she played Hildegard. Like
is that what they call Hilda that at work? People call Nico calls Hilda Hildegard.
We have a Hildegard at our office.
But I've never heard. Okay.
Yeah, she played Hildegard, and it's so bonkers. I was just going through a phase where I was like watching old musicals. I
literally watched Guys and Dolls 2 days ago. So
okay, so I was just like, it was on Netflix, and I was like, Gene Kelly, check. Sinatra, check.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm in, and it's like super fun, like good music, but it's also crazy bonkers because the story is there's these 3 Navy dudes who are on leave for the day in New York for the first time. Want to have some fun. So first thing you get is Frank Sinatra, a.k.a. the man with the thickest New York accent ever, saying like, oh, what am I going to do in New York? I've never been here before. And it's like, okay, legit, like you guys love Frank Sinatra, but there's no one else you can cast.
Right, exactly.
Like, Frank, booby, we love you, but you really need to... And I think he was trying to cut out his accent.
Oh my
to
God.
No avail.
Also, why did they set it? Okay.
And he's the one who he plays like the youngest one. This is like young. This is 1949. So this is like baby Frank Sinatra. Like he's in his 20s. He's like in his late 20s. I didn't realize
how small and tiny. He's so skinny.
Oh my God. He makes Gene Kelly look like a bodybuilder when he's standing next to him. It's ridiculous.
It was him and Marlon Brando and whatever, and I was just like, how are... Anyway, sorry. It's distracting.
No, you're not. Yeah. So anyway, and he's the one every 5 seconds. I've never been in New York. What do I do? And it's like, oh God, please. Pronounce an R. Say in New York. Use an R.
New York.
I feel like the director was like, fuck it, like whatever.
Honestly, it's Frank Sinatra. People just see it.
Go sick, Frank. I don't. It's comedy, unintentional perhaps.
Right.
Run with it. It's
That's
great.
Amazing. I need to check it out.
It's really good. Netflix. And then it's like, so it's basically like these three dudes like, we gotta have fun in New York, aka we want to bang some ladies.
Right. I feel like this is like the Navy version of like Rumspringa. Like when the Amish like go to the city for the first time.
Basically, that's exactly what it was. It's their Rumspringa.
Yeah.
So these three sailors who are just horned up and ready to go just end up meeting three ladies who are even more horned up and ready to go.
Woo! My kind of ladies.
It is like so like, but it's the 40s, so it's like low key, but it's like super DTF, like down.
Right.
These ladies like, oh, you want to like just come up to my apartment? Like maybe like I'll get rid of my room. Like it's so ridiculous. And one of the ladies, I don't think it's our good friend Betty Gare from this episode, sings a song called "Prehistoric Man," and I wrote down some of the lyrics. Thank you for asking.
Yes.
Because it is. She sings a song basically about how she wants just to be fucked by a caveman, just like brutally and without mercy. Like fucked like an animal. Like that's what this song is about.
Yes, times are not changing because okay. Bring it.
I want a happy ape with no English drape, a prehistoric man, top hats, bow ties. He simply wore no ties. Bare skin. He just sat around in nothing but bare skin. I really love bare skin. And the next I just wrote down one other Bebop, beop. They didn't have bebop. Tom-toms. They sat all day just beating on tom-toms. I really love tom-toms. She wants to be beat like a tom-tom in her vag.
Reading
between the lines, which is very easy to do.
This is because when I was watching Guys and Dolls, there was a scene, and I never known anything about it. They're all wearing these cat outfits. And there's a whole song about basically patting the puss, and you have to like rub the pussy. Like I was just like, there was like no so they were in cat outfits. They're like meow meow. You have to pet me. I was like, no, this is not real.
Real Housewife Erica Jane basically just stole her act
literally from Guys and Dolls, and her husband probably suggested it because he was around at that time.
Because he was like 37 when that movie came out.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll have to look up the lyrics during our next commercial, but it basically is along those lines.
Okay. But this movie on Netflix, strong recommend, because our girl Betty Garrett plays a cab driver. Like, she's like the only lady cab driver in New York.
She probably still is.
And so,
yeah.
So she's like, the cabbie, and she like falls hard, and she's basically just like, hey, Frank Sinatra, would you bone me? Like, please come and bone me. Like, the whole movie. She is like straight up stalking him because she wants that Frank Sinatra D, and it's
honestly
so good.
Not to keep. When I was watching Guys and Dolls, I kept staring at Marlon Brando, and I like was looking on my phone like gifs of Marlon Brando and like him in his heyday.
Yeah.
And them and Frank Sinatra, I don't blame them. I relate to this.
Oh no, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
I'd be the same way. Like, okay, dude.
That thing, yeah, and like Gene Kelly spots this chick who's like Miss New York for March, and it's like he's like sees her picture on the subway, and he's like, that's the one I'm going to bang. And so he runs around New York trying to find this.
Yeah.
It's just so insane, but it's so great. So.
Yeah, that seems like what I'll be doing Friday night.
So anyway, I just want,
suggestion.
Worth noting.
Yeah, absolutely.
So back to the episode.
Right, okay.
Now that we're done, Broadway we spoke, talking about, old
it
movies.
All ties in because all these people are so old, but they're like famous old people. Like, we don't appreciate as much as...
Like, yeah, this Betty Garrett, like, she was, like, in some huge movies, co-starred with some huge people. Like, she's the real deal.
It's also, I love it when I go on IMDb for Murder, She Wrote, and all their pictures are black and white beauty shots.
Yes.
The most beautiful I've ever seen. And they don't make people like that anymore.
When you go to IMDb, especially for the early seasons, more than half. Easily more than half every time black and white.
And they're
all
gorgeous.
Even Dr. Seth, that old of William Wyndham from, like, the 40s. Oh, gorgeous.
God. Yeah,
it's
they don't
fantastic.
make them like this anymore.
No.
And I appreciate they're still working.
This show was, like, probably single-handedly, like, kept some people out of the gutter.
It really did, I'm sure.
So, anyway.
JB doing it again.
Just changing lives.
Yeah, you're seriously.
Just love it. Okay, so
she goes to the cop and basically finds out, she only proves herself with the book. And then she finds out who bailed out.
So cop, yeah, again, just giving out information he probably shouldn't be giving.
But he's
it's
also an
town.
asshole. And he was like, can you stop wasting my time? You mean clearing my fucking name, asshole?
Exactly. She's like, okay, so we've established that you arrested the wrong JB Fletcher.
Right.
What are you going to do about it? And he's like, quit bothering me.
Yeah, like, stop. Oh,
no.
Okay, well, cops are assholes everywhere.
Yeah, apparently.
Shit,
like,
okay.
I don't know what JB brings out in these officers, but
it's jealousy. It has to be.
Okay, it's just pure unbridled jealousy. Yeah. Okay.
So then she goes to the house of the person, Kit, right, who picked her up, and walks into 5 single white female situation.
Oh, yeah. The fact that she walked into that house and saw the picture of her.
She didn't walk into the house. She got pulled into the house.
Oh, that's right. This woman's like, she's like, oh, pardon me, we know who you are. And just like,
oh my God, it's you! Come in!
Like the Beatles came to town. Yeah.
Yes. And there is a huge, I want to say like 30 by 30 framed picture of Jessica Fletcher from the back of her book cover.
It's the same exact one, like sterling, stunning black and white. A couple other things like candles, like straight up shrine, like...
You couldn't even... There was like other pictures on the wall, but they were so small you couldn't even tell because the main centerpiece was just Jessica.
It was just probably like dumb pictures of their family or something.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Who gives a shit?
And Jessica's just kind of like, oh, fuck.
And she's like, and they're all the women like...
around a circle table.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're all around her and like, come sit down and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, And
they're like, you're not a celebrity impersonator, are you? And she's like, no, like...
She's like, no, I'm the real JB. And they're like, if we murder you, do we become you?
Yeah, can we wear you?
Stole that line from Dana Gold, P.S., by the way.
It's fine. I stole Can we wear you from Real Housewives of New Jersey. She's like, she wants to skin me and wear me like last season's Versace. Because it's New Jersey.
Because it's New Jersey.
But... What are they? The literary fan club?
The JB Fletcher Literary Something Club?
Yeah, and they have weekly meetings.
Of course. And JB, I love she just happened to stumble across their weekly meeting. And these women are...
It's kind of bonkers. And they all admit to... Because she talks about, like, oh, someone had my fake ID. And they're like, oh, that's Marge. Like, she couldn't... Like...
And Kit's, like, wondering why she's here. It's like, what? Kit, why do you think she's here? Kit, you're no dummy.
And yeah.
You're clearly the brains of this operation.
Yeah.
Not that that's saying much.
Well, she's the one Marge called to bail her out.
Exactly. You know why. You know why she's here.
God. And so they all admit to having fake IDs of JB Fletcher because they want to pretend to be her.
Like straight up like, oh, we just like to pretend to be you every once in a while.
No, that is...
At that point, like, if, like, was pepper spray a thing in the 80s? Because she should have just, like, a cloud of pepper spray, run out the door.
Yeah, exactly. But she just keeps her cool as she does.
Because she's JB, she's just super cool. And she's like, how about you just hand those over? And then I like the woman who's like, my family runs a print shop, so we just like, oh, so you just counterfeit ID cards? Yeah, no, that's what you did.
That even the police don't know the difference? They're not a little print shop. She's like,
yeah.
And they're like, of course, JB. Like,
they're like, oh, I guess it makes sense that we shouldn't be pretend to be JB Fletcher.
Right, but you know those bitches are just printing them again when she leaves.
Oh, they have multiple copies in their please.
Yeah.
They're prepared. Like they have
with their diners club or something.
Yeah, they at least have 3.
So then they tell her, Marge got arrested, yada yada.
And then I don't know where Marge is at the time, but so that's JB just leaves.
Oh, and then we forgot to mention we see Marge go confront a fiery fucking redhead.
Which is, at first I was like, it's just a coincidence that we're seeing so many fiery redheads, but
we've seen how many episodes across how many seasons, and there's always a redhead in an episode. Curly hair.
Not curly, poofy, bouffant. I know it's the 80s, you guys, and that's the way it looked, but
and I guess
this
people
red hair is it's so much bigger than all the other hair.
Yeah, and it's red?
Like, Merida from Brave is like, tone it down a little bit.
Exactly. I don't even know this many redheads. I've seen more redheads than my entire life. I think there are maybe like people just stopped breeding with redheads, and that's why there's not as many now in 2016. But apparently,
do they just like not live in LA anymore because it's too bright and their freckles connect when they get burned?
I think so. I mean, there was Kick a Ginger Day at a school near me when I was growing up, so
really?
Maybe we just.
Gingers are soulless. We all know this. I mean, this is not new information.
Right. Maybe we're not stupid. We just always suspect the redheads because we're like, they're fucking evil. It has to be the redhead. Mm-hmm. But in this situation, that girl is actually bad.
It seems like it because she answers a fake JB goes in the door and is like, I went to the kennel, and that somehow proves something.
Right, which we find out,
I got this incriminating information from a kennel.
About the show dogs, because even though she doesn't have a dog, it bothers her that this woman has won 3 years in a row.
Again, the most minute...
I don't even...
Okay, someone's about to get murdered over a Shar-Pei. Okay, this is where we are right now, you guys. So... And we see a bloody hand, which, again, rare to see blood on this show.
Rare. And this was
pretty
severe.
And it was like Oliver's hand, yeah. For every, 5 redheads you see some blood. Like
right.
That's the ratio I feel like we're dealing with on this show.
Yeah.
So, like hiding in a closet, maybe?
Yeah, I don't
it's
know
like
where
pitch
that
dark,
was.
like, wherever he was.
But the redhead clearly knew because she's facing that way and sees the door open and sees someone coming. We're like POV of the creep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're POVing, yeah. So he walks out and then Fiery Redhead just kind of stares at him until fake JB turns around. I guess her name is Marge. I guess we
Marge, yeah.
Until, Marge is dead anyways.
We know Marge is dead.
So Marge turns around and gives, again, just like another thing the show is just great at is this high-pitched scream, focusing on the face.
And just staring at it for a while and then like putting hands on the face and then eventually screaming nails. Ah! And so we know she's dead, but then JB It's confirmed because she goes to her house and then sees the paperboy asshole who throws a paper in the bushes. Mm-hmm. And she goes to look at it and it says, "Mystery Rider found killed."
Yeah, and then again, that great picture. That same, we've now seen it 3 times. Still fantastic.
God.
Still fantastic.
Maybe we should put that on a t-shirt. That
Why isn't that on like every t-shirt?
Oh God, it's amazing.
Okay, so we left that, and again, JB's reaction, precious, because rather than being like normal people would freak out, she just shakes her head like, "This is a mild inconvenience to me."
Exactly.
It's like, your calm, cool, collected manner, JB. I need to model my life after because I'm quick to fly off the handle, and I need to model myself after JB.
I can't imagine what I would do. Not only finding out someone's dead, but also a picture of me in a national newspaper.
Like people saying,
front cover.
Yeah. This is like going to be hard to undo. This is the 80s. News travels so quick in the 80s.
And there's no Google, so they can't like refute it that quickly. Mm-hmm. I mean...
It's going to be like a retraction on page 19 4 weeks later.
Exactly. Oh, it was actually Marge from Texas.
It was actually this bitch Marge who pretended to be JB with her other friends who were in a JB cult.
I guess her son's a senator, they said.
That's why she couldn't know because they didn't want her
son to get canned or something.
Oh, whatever. This is Texas. I feel like it's fine.
Aren't politicians' sons always doing coke or something?
All the families are assholes.
Come on, yeah.
We just saw the RNC. All the families are assholes.
Oh, God.
Okay. Sorry to inject politics.
No, that's so true.
Okay. So that's where we left off, and we're about to continue the mystery of
wait.
Who Killed JB Fletcher.
See you soon, guys.
Right. We're back.
Hello again.
Instantaneously, hello again.
Yeah.
Okay, so lots happen. Like another death, like right off the bat. Immediately, like I'm not gonna lie, it took me like half the scene to realize like, oh, that's not Marge's.
Well, yeah, it didn't take. It was
because they walked in and like it's like, oh, condolences and stuff. Sorry for your loss. And I was like, and we're both like, didn't Marge just die like 3 hours ago?
Yeah,
How was
like,
everything up and going?
Right, but it was from someone the night before. So just pretty quickly, but still.
It's still pretty quickly, but it's like 8 hours instead of 3.
Right. We didn't. Yeah. So they're at that.
The fiery redhead's house. Her husband.
Okay, it was her husband. I was trying to figure out.
Was killed by his dog.
And in a hunting accident.
His dog shot him.
Yeah, he left the gun probably propped next to a tree and got shot close range in the back.
That's the thing. The guy's like, yeah, got caught, shot close range in the back. Must have been his dog. Must it have been?
Yeah, and knowing these fucking cops, they probably arrested the dog.
That dog's in handcuffs. I don't know. Is either this sheriff is like super bumbly, or maybe he's out shooting people in the back. Like I don't. He's like almost too surly to the point that he's covering something up.
Yeah, and because she's like, oh, I want to talk to Fiery Redhead, and he's like, well, you can't bother her. You can't do this. It's like, why? Who?
Do you know who you're talking to? Because
and also, this is a free country. Pretty sure I can talk to whoever I want. You're not the sheriff of conversation.
Exactly. So, okay. So, surly sheriff is at the wake, telling people to stay away. Have we ever seen on the show in the few episodes we've watched of a cop actually being the bad guy? I remember there was the one where there was a guy pretending to be a cop who ended up being the bad guy, but have we ever seen like an actual...
I don't think so. Because normally they're derpy derp. They don't...
That's the thing. I feel like it's like out of respect they didn't make any of the cops bad guys, but at the same time they made them so derpy derp just because Jessica has to play off of somebody.
Right, exactly. And I'm glad that they're making the men stupid, not the women, because I'm like, okay, real life.
Does she ever run into like a female sheriff or a female police officer who shows her, I don't know, respect?
Yeah, no.
No?
No, but I don't think. Maybe.
Just a bunch of old white guys like, you don't know what you're doing here, you dumb dame.
Leave me alone. Yeah, I think we might have to stay tuned for that, but I'm not going to hold my breath.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Oh, God. So, yeah, they're at the wake, and...
So, JB sits down, has a little conversation with Fiery Redhead.
Yeah.
And Fiery Redhead is like, says like, oh no, Marge didn't come to my house. She must have just been some crazy gray-haired old lady. What did she say? Like super offensive.
Like, yeah.
To an old lady.
Yeah, exactly. That is just...
I know you're full of grief. Maybe you killed her. Again, you don't seem full of grief.
Also, the body language between her and the dog trainer, whispering in her ear, knees turned towards each other, touching. Pretty sure they're fucking on the DL.
And, like, could that guy have looked any more like an 80s villain?
So much so. I feel like they waxed his eyebrows for it, too. The eyebrows were, like...
That's the thing.
I don't know.
Just the way he looks is a great misdirect, because immediately you're like...
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And the Canadian tuxedo. I wonder, though, because they said that her husband died the night before, right?
Or, like, the weekend before or something. Or, yeah. Presumably he was dead when...
I was thinking, like, maybe whoever killed him, that's why they had blood on their hands.
That's probably exactly what happened.
And they were opening the door.
Yeah. So it's like,
It was that night, yeah. And
killed the husband, and it's like, now this old biddy's in my way, I'm going to kill her too.
Right. And whoever does it is either A, great at faking crime scenes, or B, the cops are too stupid to realize it, or C, both. I think C, both.
C, both.
Yeah.
Because the women were even talking about, because they've staged Marge's death to look like a car accident.
Yeah.
And they said, well, she's driven that road for 30 years. How could she get in an accident? If you're going to get in an accident, it's going to be on a road you've driven before.
Most accidents are within 3 miles of your home.
Yeah, exactly. Because how often do you drive? Of course the accident's going to be close to your house. Well, she's driven that road forever.
And also, she is old, I think. Old people.
She's old crazy. She was up all night bursting into people's houses. So maybe she was just a little tired behind the wheel. Jesus Christ. She spent the night in jail.
Exactly. So
that doesn't automatically mean, whoa, foul play. It's
right, there's no way.
No, that's like, not how that works.
If anything, it's like more likely. It's like, okay, she probably was just dozing off, paying attention. Road you've done a million times. You know what you're doing.
Exactly. Yeah, the one in Montana growing up, the one car accident, because we lived up on the hill, and we'd have to drive into town. And one day driving past the neighbor's house, and just hit a patch of black ice, and it was like a road that was kind of up. It was two hills on either side of the road going down, And so just a giant '66 Pontiac Bonneville, just a fucking metal, just a yacht on wheels,
right?
And just down the hill sideways, right through their fence, and their horses got out.
No.
And that's a road I drove every day for years.
Oh, Ben, that doesn't make sense.
So foul play.
Someone cut your brakes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. But I thought it was really cute because Kit. Okay, it's very single white female, but they love her so much. They're just so enamored with her and just want to be her in in a cute detective way.
I honestly loved Kit being the Robin to JB's Batman.
I loved it.
I could watch. I don't know why they didn't hey, Betty Garrett, do you want to come on and be not every episode, but
no, but her best friend who comes to town every once in a while.
She
get
made
back
friends
into
with
their
her.
own shenanigans.
4 or 5 episodes a season. Yeah. Kit's in town. And they're solving murders together.
Yeah, slumber party. That's a dream. Would have been
so great.
She's hiding behind a little fake planner, and I'm just
peering. Oh, so great.
And then I realized all the people in the fan club are just obviously white women because that's Murder, She Wrote. Yeah. And they all have the most beautiful blue eyes, and they're just all wide-eyed and doughy, and I'm
they're the
kill me.
They're the cutest.
They're so cute. So I mean, they're crazy, but they're growing on me because they're kind of like me because I'm so obsessed with JB that I can kind of relate. I'm I know.
If someone around here is hey, we have a JB club, I'd be yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
When do I get my card?
I feel this is our JB club.
Yeah.
Us talking to ourselves.
Look at these assholes obsessed with JB Fletcher. Let's get back to our podcast about JB Fletcher. Okay, the irony did just hit me. Thanks for pointing that out. This episode might not go out now. Because we spent the better part of the last segment being well, these fucking assholes.
Oh my God.
Do they know what losers they are? Oh my God.
God, we're not. Why do you think so many people recommended this?
This is a wake-up call, and it's they need to see what they're doing. Recommend that episode with the ladies from Bremerton.
But no, we just made a pillow of her face. So
that's all.
It's okay.
And we were literally, when we saw that picture on the wall, looking around my house, where can I put one of those up? Okay.
We really did. Yeah. And in the same sentence where I'm these women are fucking crazy. I'm but I do want one of those on a shirt on my desk. Oh my God. Well.
Okay, so we are these women.
Yeah, and I'm okay with it because they're cute and fun.
Okay. Well, at least we established they were cute and fun before we established that we are them. Okay, this has been a real eye-opener, you guys. This is better than any therapy I've ever been to.
Oh my God, I can't. So funny.
Okay. So, I did when they were all sitting around the table, how are they going to help? And every single one of them started with, my husband does this.
Right, exactly.
None of them doing anything on their own.
Of course not.
My husband's the coroner. I can do this. My husband works here. I can do this.
Yeah, and then one of them, I like the one brunette. She's I don't know what I'll do, but I'll think of something. I'm
she's the young one with the bun on her head. She is at least 15 years too young to be a part of this group.
Exactly.
But love her anyway. It's
love
okay.
It. And they're just so enthusiastic. And then JB very nicely is I appreciate it, but let's try and go the proper route. Let's try.
Let's try. And to JB's credit, even though the sheriff has been nothing but a dick, I don't know why you would think you're going to get anything out of him.
Right.
Just because you have this clue of, fiery redhead knew it was an old lady, said she'd never met her before, but knew she was a crazy old lady.
Right.
It's a pretty big assumption to make.
And then one of the last faves before the commercial was JB has an aha moment that the newspapers probably circulate around the country, and her entire family and everyone probably thinks she's been killed.
I do like how they took time out of the episode to be don't worry, you guys. JB called Seth. She put the fire out in Cabot Cove.
She's like, no, Seth, listen. And then she told them, just tell the girls at the beauty shop.
That was gorgeous.
It'll get around. Because, like, Seth was almost too lazy.
He was almost like, I know you're fine, but, like, I don't want to tell these other people. It's, like, I'm the only one that matters.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, just make it easier on yourself. Tell the ladies at Loretta's. Problem solved.
Dude, if I was JB, I would have pulled like a Tom Sawyer and just gone incognito and gone back to Cabot Cove and see what these assholes are saying about me. She really missed a prime opportunity.
That would have been a great episode. Is that some fan fiction we have to write? The episode, like, what happens in Cabot Cove when they think she's dead?
That's what I'm saying, like...
And what if, like, a murder happened when they thought there was no JB Fletcher?
Oh, God.
How would a murder get solved? Okay, you guys, it's the wheels are turning as we speak.
We have a lot of aha moments, a lot of self-realizations this episode.
This is fantastic. I'm getting so much out of it. I hope you guys are enjoying it, but I'm getting a lot out of it.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Okay, so we get that great moment, and then JB, she went to try to check into a motel because I'm sure every single one of those women was like, stay with me. And she's like, no.
I like breathing.
Yeah. I don't want to wake up with you, like, just in for my face.
Exactly.
Like, you need anything? You sleeping okay? How's it going? I'm just going to be in my hotel with a door that has, like, 5 locks on it. That's my minimum.
That's just, my preference. It's okay, guys.
That's just my preference.
And all her cards were canceled because...
I'm wondering, because... Again, I don't know how the 80s work. Everybody.
Don't know.
They're like, it got picked up on the wire, so your credit card company thinks you're dead now. It's so...
If only it was that easy to get rid of a credit card bill.
I just don't think it's that easy, you guys. Even in the 80s, I really don't think. Or this is the early 90s, but...
It's basically the 80s.
Did you see, like, the wallpaper on the hotel room she was in the first segment, which we forgot to mention?
Yeah.
Which... Don't watch this, like, on too much brightness, because it will blind you.
It was so bizarre. It was kind of like that typical 90s, like, gray, pink, but, like, 80s version, like, neon.
But, like you went on your phone and, like, turned it up all the way, put it into, like, some kind of Instagram filter and just, like, went...
It was so bizarre.
Hog wild, yeah.
Very distracting, but...
Okay, but, so her credit card... I think that credit card decline thing was just so we could get her on the phone with Seth. Like, I got Grady's going to tell my family. My publisher's going to deal with the press. Like, she has a team. She just basically deployed her team to refute her death.
God.
Great.
It must have been hard to live in the 80s.
And then she's just like, as the woman's, like, pouring an aspirin into her hand because JB was murdered today. And JB's had a big day. She flew from God knows where to Podunk, Texas.
She was doing a book signing somewhere.
She was doing, she's like, oh, the book signing was great. Yeah, and then now she's in Podunk, Texas, defending her life or something.
With some strangers, fending off stalkers.
Great, yeah. So, and she's like, okay, we're going to go to sleep, get up nice and early, and borrow a dog.
And then the still frame is a cute beagle.
And then we're going to go back and say, now there's a cute little beagle on the screen. We're going to go see what's shaking. Yeah, like literally, like we're more than halfway through now. So I love how quick the things are, because we tried the same technique on our other podcast for Pretty Little Liars. And there's like 87 commercial breaks.
And they're all like not evenly spaced.
Oh my God, no.
It's really...
We like the first one for like 20 minutes and we had plenty to talk about. And the next one's like every 5 minutes. Like,
where like nothing happened. Yeah. So we kind of had to merge them. But this is more authentic.
This is not going to happen this time.
Yeah, so. Exactly.
Okay, do you want to we're halfway through. Any predictions? I need a murder prediction.
Okay. I want to say, obviously, that it's a redhead. I knew I was going to say this. The redhead...
Top 2. Let's go top 2. And I'll give you my top 2.
Okay. The redhead... and the sheriff? Or the tall drink of water?
Oh, shit. We didn't even mention this dude.
Yeah.
He's legit. Came in behind... Sorry, you guys. Sorry.
Not that I was thinking of suspects.
He came, like, literally, they're talking to someone else. They have a conversation, and he comes in the background, towering over everybody else.
And he's in, like, bright red.
That's it. And it's like, he's out of focus, too. And even out of focus, we're like, who just walked in with the dog?
Like, someone, like, kind of trying to be Burt Reynolds, but, like...
Is he
someone?
He is someone. His name is Max Baer.
Real name? B-E-A-R?
B-A-E-R.
Talking about bare skin.
Max Baer. Oh, buddy. He just played Jethro on the Beverly Hillbillies.
That's fantastic.
That's his claim to fame. So,
and there was also, what's his face's dad in here?
Oh, Ferris Bueller's dad was at the wake, too.
Yeah. And it's some insurance guy who didn't like the dead guy.
Yeah, so again, anytime someone has a speaking role, you got to think like, okay, what's his role?
Yeah, exactly.
I think Fiery Redhead, like, she's obviously evil.
She's evil.
And she's at least culpable. She was there when Marge got murdered. So,
and she was lying about seeing Marge.
So she's an accomplice at best.
At best.
At best, she's an accomplice to murder.
So I'm going to say her and tall drink of water.
I think you're right, but he's too nice. I don't want it to. Because he's like, oh, I tried to get him to start a dog thing. That's one of his dogs. He had a cute little dog in his camper.
Yeah, who was like, say hi to them. And the dog's like, and
crawls out the window. So adorbs.
So cute.
And then he's like, well, I guess I'm in town. I'm going to go hunt some quail. Bye. And
Bye,
it's like,
see ya.
It's like, I love you. I want to.
Yeah, I feel like it's him.
So, it's him. I'm going to throw a wild card, and I'm going to say the guy running the kennel, bald dude at the beginning.
Whoa, okay.
So
too much makeup, maybe covering up some scratches.
So,
some defensive wounds.
So tall drink of water.
Okay.
And bald dude from the kennel.
So we both got tall drink of water.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll probably both be wrong.
If we had literally like four guesses between us, and how many characters are on the show, so we'll see how how accurate our swing is.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
We'll see.
All right. All right, y'all.
We're
back.
That accent was so good.
We opened this segment with, have we ever gotten to see her do an accent before?
Nope. And we've only heard other people do accents, which are horrible to the fact where I think they're having a stroke.
It's like, how are you an actor that is paid to be an actor?
Right. But
oh no.
Jessica, I mean, I'm no Texan, but that sounded amazeballs.
She was incredible. I couldn't, like, at first, because you didn't see, at first you just saw the blonde, the evil looking dude.
Right.
And you just heard this voice and you're like, that sounds like Angie Lands, but it's definitely like a super perfect Texas accent. So what's happening? And then it turns out she borrowed a beagle or whatever the hell, a basset hound, whatever that was.
Yeah, I don't know.
A droopy.
I think it is a basset hound, but beagles are the same coloring, so.
It's just beagles look the exact. I had a beagle an old beagle. It looks like an old beagle.
Yeah. And so she does an amazing accent, and I feel like it changes her personality. She says things
she gets full into character.
Yoo-hoo! Like, where was that coming from? I'm like,
Jessica is not a yoo-hooer. She does not yoo-hoo.
No. She just glances at you, and you just know.
So she dropped off the dog for grooming.
Right.
To what end? I don't know.
Yeah.
What did that glean here? Not sure.
Right. But
she did it for a reason. She's JB Fletcher. I don't know why. I don't know what that reason is. I know there was one, but that's all I know.
Maybe to get like the scoop.
Maybe just to get access into
the kennel.
Yeah, because then she comes back. The only thing they learned is when she comes back with Kit and she drops the yoo.
Yeah.
She comes back, I'm here to pick up my dog.
So good.
And again, and they see, before they do that, they sneak in and they see evil guy and fiery redhead.
Like him, giving her a hickey.
Just going like 80s style, going at it.
All you saw was her hair and his jeans sticking out.
You just saw a little blonde hair and just a lot of red hair poof. Yeah,
poof
that's all
everywhere. And so then they pretend they don't see and then go back. Yoo! And then they walk out. I'm here to pick, does her whole accent.
Yeah.
And the fucking redhead doesn't notice. She's like, oh, you're Jessica Fletcher.
Yeah, to the redhead's credit, she's like, you're from out of town. You don't have a dog. And Kit saved the day. Oh, it's my dog. She got him clean for me. She's an angel.
Right. But her thing is, she's like, I think you're from out of town. But then they still didn't question, so then why are you talking with the Texas accent?
Fire Redhead correctly was like, you don't have a dog. Why do you have a dog?
Yeah.
But her follow-up should have been, I talked to you for a solid 4 minutes yesterday.
Right. Where was that accent?
Definitely did not have an accent yesterday. You're from Maine.
Instead, the redhead just stares at her. Because...
Again, as soon as JB... we just are treated to a shot of redhead, slack-jawed, nothing to say. Moving on to the next scene.
Right. And then what happens next?
That's the thing. A lot happened. When we got up to do this segment, I was like, I know we start with that sweet, sweet accent. Don't remember, like, so much else happened.
Oh my God.
Quickly.
No, they went to get the coroner's report. They went into the restaurant.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God.
And you guys, this episode is killing it. I'm really loving these ladies.
It's like the Texas version of Loretta's ladies.
It really is.
These are, when JB is just chumming it up with other old ladies.
It's gold.
It's fantastic. I have not enjoyed an episode of TV this much in a long, this is so great.
It is. And so, one of the most beautiful old ladies, what's her name? Do we know?
I'm sure we do, but...
Okay, so she's in, I have to point out her outfit, her chunky blue sweater, black lace, peeping out the top, long leggings, black, like, big hat.
She was wearing the hat, like, to be, like, incognito, but it just straight up worked with that outfit.
Exactly. And then she had glasses, and then JB and Kit walk into the door, and she puts them up and down.
Just
like 4 times, and Kit's like, okay, the coast is clear. Like, you're at a diner. You're
at a diner. You're 4 feet away maximum.
Yeah, but it was so cute. I'm like, loving your signals. And then she's like, well, I just found the coroner's report on the copy machine. Couldn't help myself. So she, like, snuck it in an envelope and passed it on the table.
So, yeah, so they learn some stuff there, and they get back to the house, and the other ladies are like, I got the insurance password.
Yeah.
And they're just like, this is the best squad of all time.
Talk about squad goals. We need a squad goals thing that has a picture of them all giving the thumbs up. Because
she calls the sheriff, who, by the way, unexpectedly, complete 180. Complete change of tune.
Did I put him on my list? No, I did ride ahead and tall drink water.
We were both iffy about him.
Right.
Thank God we changed our tunes.
Thank God, because as much of an asshole as he is, JB told him about the coroner's report because the blood was only on the right-hand side, so it couldn't be on the ground. Anyway. And he treats her like shit, but then he follows up.
Exactly. He's like, where did you get this information? And she's, can't reveal my sources.
Right.
She didn't say that with an accent. I don't know why I did, but.
Because it's amazing.
Because why not?
And he's like, fuck you, bitch, stay out of it. And then he's like, oh, by the way, I couldn't stop thinking about what you said, and you're right, so let's look into it. I'm like, okay?
Yeah, the way he entered that scene, I thought was so great, because Kit is just like, Sheriff, what's wrong? And he's like, turns out I was. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, like, I love it that he can admit fault.
That's such a Texas-y way to say that you were wrong. I loved it. I thought that was great.
Yeah, no. So he did a 180, and then they drove to the crime scene and to test dirt samples.
Because Jessica, again, just like thinking of things so deep. Like, she's like, okay, if he was shot here, the blood would have seeped into the soil. Pull out a sample of the soil. Is there blood? Turns out, no, you guys, there's not.
No, so
he couldn't have been killed there.
Our friend who didn't know what she was going to do, the brunette, runs a blood drive, and she knows that the guy who died was their only B negative.
Which, that's coming back. Come on.
I hope so. Because if
that doesn't come back, then it's even greater in a way.
Yeah.
It's even greater.
So then because they get on one of them goes onto the computer and
hooked up to what? I don't. It's 1991. Is that
there was like
gets into the insurance?
A curly like phone cord attached to it.
I mean, is this like even AOL like?
No, this was 91.
Dial-up days? Yeah, exactly. I don't know what.
I don't know.
I don't know what voodoo they were.
I was essentially a fetus, but
they're like,
I feel like they didn't have that.
I don't know how she's hacking into the insurance program.
But she did say she was a computer whiz, right?
Oh, yeah. And then she was even the one when she comes like, I got the password to the insurance. Jessica says, well, I don't know if that's quite ethical. And she's like, oh, Jessica, chill out.
Yeah, chill out. I was like, oh my God.
Jessica, you need these women in your life.
Yeah, she really does. And they all have really cute bags. I just need to mention that because she's like, oh, Jessica, chill out. It's this like long little black purse. I'm like, I need all their outfits.
They all look so great. Yeah. Again, especially the woman with the good plastic surgery who had
and those bedazzly earrings.
Those earrings, and then her like crown.
Yeah, and she had like the great top liner, little wings.
Super great, yeah. And she had like her one statement piece of jewelry.
God, she's
this
killing
woman
it.
literally could walk down the street in LA and people are like, oh, who's that? She's killing it.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I'm living in LA now.
And it's like, and I want to look just like her.
Exactly. And so they find out that the insurance policy on the dead guy was raised to $2 million a couple months ago. And they're all really excited because they're like, oh, she's a cheater and, you know, blah, blah, blah.
And so, looks like we got us a motive, ladies.
Yeah. And so then who does JB call? The sheriff to tell them about the insurance plan?
Yeah, so now that he's on board, he's like,
Thank
okay,
God.
I'll go check it out. And he's like, got a feeling, calls in for backup. So maybe he's not terrible after all because his feeling,
Yeah.
because he was right. Pulls up and sees evil blonde guy leaving on his motorcycle because, of course, that guy rides a motorcycle.
Leather jacket, too.
Yeah, of course he thinks he's fucking Kaneki or whatever.
Exactly.
So he's leaving, and he goes upstairs to Miss McCauley's house. Fiery redhead. Either she's like sound asleep.
Literally, like she looks like she just had an orgasm. It's just like done.
It's just
had
like when you just have like you just had some real good sex. It's like
don't touch me.
It's like I'll shower in like 30 minutes, but for now I just need to lay here.
Because I mean, she was like half off the bed with like her tits hanging out.
She was like it's like I just like in ecstasy. This is how I landed. This is how I shall stay until I recover.
Honestly, I hope I look that great when I die because the hanging off the bed really tightens the face too. So
she was almost unrecognizable, obviously.
Yeah. So
she hasn't looked better this whole episode.
Her hair was hanging back, so it was it was really working for her. So yeah, we found out she's dead. Oh, and real quick at the restaurant, Tall Drink of Water also did
again
a
like
180.
P.S. Like, yeah, straight to the top of the suspect list now.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, what's so important about that piece of paper, ladies? He's like, and then he said again. I can't remember why. He's like, I did it again.
Yeah, and he said,
up again. Oh, you don't put a gun up again a tree.
Yeah, because Jessica was like, oh, I heard you saying that you're sorry even under these circumstances. What circumstances? And basically, he was just a victim blamer. Like, no, he brought it upon himself.
It's like, yeah, this dumbass no right-thinking hunter would put a gun up against a tree.
Yeah, and Jessica's like, well, I find it weird that a dog would be able to do that. And he says, not if it's trained properly or some shit.
You guys, a dog might straight up be the murderer in this episode.
Yeah.
A dog might have killed 3 people. And I can't wait to find out because we only have one segment left.
Right.
And I
don't know what's happening.
You guys, is a dog murdering people? What is going on?
I hope it's not that cute lab. Or the golden retriever or whatever.
What if, like, someone's creating alibis, like the dog's out killing people, and Tall Drink of Water, I have an alibi, they saw me at the bar drinking or whatever.
He's basically like Chris Pratt with the Velociraptors, just like...
Basically.
Like, come on, go shoot someone?
And I vaguely remember someone mentioning, I thought it happened earlier in the series, but I think a dog might actually be a murderer in an episode. I'm not even joking. I think some of our listeners have tweeted like, yeah, the show gets crazy. This show gets super crazy. So,
oh my god, I feel like I have to be stoned to watch a dog murder. That's totally a cat move, but dogs are smarter. So okay, I see it.
I mean, someone did use a cat to murder someone last episode.
Oh my god,
that was pretty great. Anyway, so fire redhead. So now revise suspect list. Who's your top 2?
Tall Drink of Water.
I'll just come right out and concur with you because Tall Drink of Water.
Okay.
Number 1 with a bullet for me.
Who's your number 2? I'm trying to think of my number 2. I feel like the villain guy is too
obvious because they saw him leaving right before. He's probably going to be like, I went in there, saw she was dead, and I panicked and I left. That's going to be his story, and it's going to be true. It's like you're not a great person because you didn't call 911, but you didn't kill anybody.
Right, exactly.
You were banging the kennel owner's wife. But again, you didn't kill him.
But also, yeah, when JB got there, he just kind of seemed dumb. He was like, yeah, you'll have a dog in a couple hours. Like, didn't really seem suspicious.
He's not up enough to be killing 3 people.
No. Oh, my 2. Sorry. Tall Drink of Water and Ferris Bueller's Dad.
I hate that the nicest people are the ones we automatically suspect.
Well,
but that's exactly how... Because after them, it's like... It's got to be one of the ladies, and I refuse.
No.
This podcast might be over if it's one of those gorgeous ladies.
You'll hear the microphone just break glass and go.
We'll just come back for a recording and be like, son of a bitch.
Fuck this! Not Kit.
It better not be Kit. If it is one of the ladies, it better not. Okay. You guys, we need to wrap this. We need to go figure this out.
We need to solve this mystery.
Because this is, it's...
I'm getting heated.
I'm getting a little agita. It's not okay. It's not okay. So we're going to go watch the last segment. My top two. I didn't say my... tall drink of water. I'm just going to mirror yours. I do think it's Ferris Bueller's Dad. I think those are the two.
Okay.
Okay, guys. We'll be right back.
Being wrong.
See you soon and we'll admit how wrong we were. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. We're back. And correctly predicted...
Right.
And by correctly predicted, I mean...
Only 50%.
Like half the characters on the show had died and we picked 2 of the only 3 remaining living ones. Yeah, predicted correctly.
Right, but pat on our backs because we...
I'll absolutely take it.
We feel good about it. So, I'm still kind of confused.
So, okay.
Let's break it down.
Let's break it down. Let's just break it down. Because JB, after they found Fire Redhead dead, JB found some blood in the basement, basically showing Simon definitely wasn't killed in the woods, which we already knew anyway.
Right, and then she was also saying that Fiery Redhead must have known because it was done in her house.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, again, which we also knew because she was standing next to Marge when poor Marge was murdered.
And we also know because she's a fiery redhead. So, check.
So, not saying we're going to miss her.
Right. No.
Got what's coming to her? Some people might say that. I don't know.
Yeah.
You make up your own mind. So they proved that, and then where did they go? I think at this point, this is when they were gathering up the information. So they figured JB found that it was B negative blood. I'm
assuming on the light bulb.
I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Maybe we're jumping. But then she was looking at, okay, let me see those insurance reports.
Oh,
and Simon for his insurance physical. And she's like, an insurance physical? We've all taken them. Have we? Never.
I don't know what that is.
Did not know that was a thing.
Yeah, I think when you're old and you apply for new insurance, you have to take a physical.
When you do the Alex Trebek insurance, you just have to... Yeah. What's that old people insurance company called? Colonial?
Colonial,
when you get a Colonial life insurance policy.
You do need a physical, I think, for that.
Mm-hmm. So, she's like, just a urine sample and...
Oh, God.
And a blood. And so, they upped the policy, but did not tell Simon about it.
Right, because she must have signed the
signature. So Ferris Bueller's dad then went in to take the physical in place of Simon.
Got it. That's what I was missing.
Okay.
I missed the physical. I'm like, where was his blood? Like,
the thing, because at first I was like, was he dead? So no, they just never told Simon at all. They just had Ferris Bueller's dad posing as...
Right, because
people
can pose as anyone during this.
Because this is the 80s. It's the wild, wild west.
Yes. So
if you have a shoddily made ID card,
you're fine.
You get away with anything. Again, did we talk about how JB was trying to make a phone call? I think it was last segment. She's like, they turned off my phone card. It's like, the 80s is super efficient in some ways.
So efficient.
But and then, the wild, wild west in other ways.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, and she was like, and she called Seth, like, asking him to send money because everything's cut off. And she's like, yeah, Seth, I'm good for it. It's like, okay, hey, Seth, fuck you so hard. Fuck you. Do you know who you're fucking talking to? And you're a doctor, stop being fucking cheap with JB.
You were probably in tears.
Oh, my God.
Thinking she was gone.
Eating Ben and Jerry's and...
Oh, yeah. Him and Sheriff Mazer, whatever the new sheriff from New York is called.
Yeah.
What is his name? Ron Mazik is the actor's name. That's what I'm thinking of.
We've only seen 1 or 2 episodes with him.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
His wife's name is Adele. I can remember all these things, you guys.
With a name like Adele.
Anyway, it reminds me. I gotta check about the book when this is all over.
Oh my God. And I also I found the lyrics for that Guys and Dolls song. I just need to read one segment of it. Remind me at the end.
Okay, at the end we'll cover this in the end. So that's how we got this $2 million. So Fiery Redhead was just a giant whore.
Right.
Banging, weird guy, like lazy eye, evil guy. We got a lot of looks at his face, and he has a little bit of a lazy eye situation.
He does.
If you've seen Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, he's like the checker with the slanty eye.
I haven't seen it, but I feel like I need to now.
There's literally a character who has just like a burned freak eye.
I feel like there's like Rob Schneider's characters in all movies. Like he just has fucked up something.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, so she was sleeping around, but then wanted money because fuck her husband who did nothing to her.
So she brought in the insurance guy who maybe she was also banging, unclear.
Unclear, but she was willing to split the money with him. Like, I don't know how you propose that to someone just casually. Like,
Super
hey, insurance
weird.
guy. Yeah, unless you're banging, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, super awkward conversation. I really am curious, how did that come about?
Right. But then Ferris Bueller's dad basically panicked.
Because he thought...
The murder's already done. The cops...
The reason, if I heard it right, the reason he was frightened is because JB Fletcher was in town poking around, and he's like, oh, Fiery Red is going to crack like an Easter egg, so I need to... basically shut her up. So even though it's like, quit, like murdering all these people is leading them right back to you, dummy.
I also don't understand how he would still get the money.
I think at that point he was chalking it up as a loss. Like, I would sooner not have the money and not go to prison.
That's true.
Than have the money and potentially have this fiery redhead turn on me.
Right. Okay.
I think that was his thinking.
And so then he killed 3 people.
And then he killed 3 people.
And then just cracked when JB...
As they all do. And it was so... tragic and awful when he's like, and that woman burst in and said she knew what was going on.
Oh my God.
And then she's like, she thought she uncovered a scandal about a kennel club dog. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah,
just
sorry.
The most nonchalant delivery ever. And it was disturbing. Like, okay, you're full on crazy pants.
Yeah, and it was just kind of like, at that moment I also thought like, yeah, Marge is probably a grandmother. She's someone's mom. Like,
totally.
And he's just like, sorry. Because he's like, yeah, I didn't know who she was. I didn't know this. She's like, she was on like...
She didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
She was worried about, like, who's going to come in first at this kennel club show, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, so
that's all she knew.
Sad.
And so you killed her, probably with your bare hands.
And then he, my mom is so cute. She's asking me, sorry, I'm distracted because she texted me what style of Joe's jeans do I wear. It's a brand. I think she's shopping somewhere. I'm sorry.
That's adorable.
But yeah, sorry.
So dude confesses, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry about Marge, just like I'm sorry about this," and goes to grab a gun, and then he's like searching, like he's looking for a pen in a drawer, and he's like, "Oh, it was in here earlier, son of a bitch." And then our good buddy the sheriff, who again, I don't think we've seen a law enforcement officer do as much of a 180 as this guy did, because...
And I'm so thankful for it, too. Because we really needed him on this.
He's like, you never know who's going to come into your office.
Yeah, and so then the other young detective came in, too.
And they both
like
basically on either sides, like, had the guns on him.
Yeah. And Jessica was just kind of like, yeah.
She's like,
you try to get killed again.
You just got JB Fletched, yo.
And it's good because normally the confession, I feel like, always just comes to Jessica. But there was 2 cops listening.
At least there were cops to corroborate her story on this one. I was very happy to see that as well.
And then
we close, all drinking their little, whatever tiny, cute little cups.
The tiniest little cute
brandy?
cups.
Is that a brandy?
It had to be a shot of like...
No, like brandy, like a brandy snifter? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's like a bigger thing. It's like a stemless wine glass almost. That's how you do brandy.
And like scotch, I feel like, too. So it just have to be like a lady drink of something.
Absinthe? I don't know what a ladies drink. I don't know.
I don't know. Absinthe is green, so.
Okay, so not that. It's not absinthe.
Whatever was big in the 80s. I don't know.
It was
they
probably
drink out
very
of little
trendy.
Cups.
Those ladies are super trendy. Whatever was the it drink.
And then they go to Cheers. And they're like Kid turns to the wall, and we're just like, is she really going to cheers to JB on the wall when JB's here? And when she say, like, to the 2 best...
2 greatest, like, detective minds.
And then you turn...
And then cut to the wall, and it's that marvelous picture of JB Fletch.
With an equally marvelous picture of Marge, looking so happy. Like, it was so dark, but so touching, because you're like, they're friends. This is amazing.
It was so sweet, and JB even said... Without Marge, kind of stumbling into it, we never would have. These guys would have gotten away with their murder and their scam. They would have gotten away with everything.
So Marge really took one for the team.
It was Marge the Martyr. It was
Marge the Martyr. I love it.
Oh, so sad. But yeah, it was.
It was sad. It was touching. Yeah. It wasn't like a. Why am I forgetting his name? The one.
Preston Giles?
It was not a Preston Giles.
We did not get Preston Giles, thank God.
But it was still like pretty.
This was a heartwarming, touching. I love this episode. This is right up there. You guys are fucking killing it because this
It really was. We thought you guys were just doing it to prove that we know nothing, but
I mean, we prove that too.
We don't, but like, yeah, exactly.
You prove that too, but so again, let's see. So. Susie, Amy, Aaliyah, John, thank you guys for recommending this episode.
Thank you.
God, this was great. Let me just talk about real quick the audiobook.
Yeah.
I got the one called A Slang in Savannah. It's fantastic. The narrator, just as promised, we've had several listeners recommend it. Just as promised, sounds just like JB Fletcher. So it's like JB Fletcher is reading you
That's amazing.
A story, and she does the voices. And because it's in Savannah, you get this like elderly woman, or sounds elderly, who knows? She's probably like 24. Who knows? It's an audiobook. Doing these Southern male accents as well.
Uh-huh.
So it's just a menagerie of great accents. And this narrator.
And how's the story?
So far, the story is pretty great.
That's amazing.
It's like down in the South, like this woman. I'll give you, because I'm only a couple chapters. I won't ruin anything. JB's old friend, Tilly, dies and says, okay, there's this unsolved murder from decades ago, and we started this literary fund together.
Love.
Tilly and JB. And it's like, the money, the millions of dollars that I'm leaving, will go to the literary fund only if you solve this murder inside of a month. And
okay, challenge accepted.
And so JB has to travel to Savannah to solve this decades-old murder.
Sounds right. Perfect. Business as normal. Business as usual.
And it's like continuing on the canon, because you guys, this is going to get a little spoilery, so if you are going to read it yourself, turn that now. But it's the sheriff, the new sheriff, again, Metzger, Sheriff Metzger.
Uh-huh.
Because they talked about his wife, Adele, on the show a lot. In the books, they divorce the wife, and he's got a new wife.
Fuck.
Who's like nice, which I was like blew my mind, because in this one they always talk about how nasty Adele is. In the books, they retconned it's like, you're out of here, Adele. He got him a new wife.
That's amazing, and that's a good spoiler.
Kind
of gives you something to look forward to.
So you guys, like, they're not like, the canon is continuing, like it's like basically the continuation of the show. And again, the narrator, hello, Mrs. Fletcher, like she does like these deep. She does the voices. I'm gonna have to play you a clip because it's so good. So the books so far really good, but the audiobooks, strong recommend, because I wish I should have written down the name of the woman, because there's multiple narrators, I think, but this one is fucking where it is at, because she's amazing.
We'll tweet it.
Well, yeah, we'll definitely find her name, and yeah, so.
And speaking of great things, I had to pull up the Guys and Dolls real quick before we go, because I was talking about how dirty it was. And just one of the lyrics is, just reach over and pet me, Papa. Papa, melt the ice. If you don't want me roaming the city, talk to me pretty here, kitty, kitty. And pet me, Papa, that's my good advice. That'll get me. Pet me proper. Don't rumple my fur. It's... Yeah. No, yeah, you weren't wrong. You definitely were not wrong. So, yeah, watch it. It's great.
I've never seen it. Now I want to.
Oh, you should.
Now I want to. Okay, guys. Well, that brings us to the end of our spectacular episode. Again, don't forget, go leave us good reviews. Send them to us.
Don't forget about the swag bag.
You're going to get a great swag bag. Let me just read. I actually wrote down, we got some like tweets and messages and stuff, so why not read them now? From Pan American 1960, who left us the good review. This is him on Instagram.
Perfect.
Something you guys mentioned in episode 2 of the podcast about how she, meaning Angela Lansbury, looks good. You do know she had cosmetic surgery, right? In 1977 and 1986 to prevent her neck from widening with age. Now, I didn't want to come on here, obviously, and slander the good name of Angela Lansbury, but looking into it, in 1989, she was giving an interview saying, like, Oh yeah, totally rely. Like this is like Hollywood's little secret, but now it's the late 80s and everybody can afford it. So everybody, she even said before she went on Broadway in Mame in 1966, she's like, yeah, went and had my eyes done. Like she's been keeping.
Okay.
She is the quintessential success story of how you get a little nip here, a little tuck there.
You can't. No.
You can't tell for a second she's had plastic surgery.
But
She's
she
not.
looks nice.
She looks great.
Yeah.
She used it perfectly. She didn't go, like, she doesn't look like a real housewife.
No.
She doesn't look like an Adrienne Maloof.
And this is still in the 80s when they used silicone and shit.
Yeah, she was just getting, like, little nips, like, eyes,
little
neck.
baby stuff. And
just
also,
little bits.
It makes me love her even more how upfront and honest she was about it, especially in that time and not you know what I mean? Like, that's...
Yeah, I love how honest she was about it. It was literally, like, printed in, like, the Desert Times. So I know she's giving, like, an interview to Palm Springs or some shit. But she's like, yeah, been doing it for... This is in the 80s. She's like, yeah, I've been doing it for at least 20 years. Like, of course. That's what you do. So, like, in the 60s, when she was still young, she's like, yeah, a little touch-up before you do a gig. Of course. Why wouldn't you?
I love it.
Okay. Matt Drew on Twitter said, there is a Murder, She Wrote board game. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to find it, play it, and give it a review. And Matt, we're way ahead of you, except for the part where we've played it. But we do have, it's in my room. Maybe we'll play it, and then whoever wins the thing will get. That'd be a good thing to include in the prize.
Guys, this is
we do have to play it
at the moment.
We do have to play it before we give it away.
So it's used.
I mean,
gently.
It was used beforehand anyway, so one more use
is not going to do anything.
So yeah, maybe that'll be in there. We just gotta, we're gonna like buckle down and we're gonna find because it needs bare mins 4 people to play. So we're gonna try and find 4 people, and we're gonna try and play this.
So Melissa.
We'll drag her in here by the skin of her teeth. Maybe I'll get my boyfriend to play.
I was about to say Steven has to pick me up anyway, so we can
maybe
just
we'll drag him in like,
in.
hey, come on up. We'll get him a cupcake
Lock
from
the
Sprinkles.
door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
we'll give him a cupcake. Play a board game. How long could it take? Okay, it's gonna happen, Matt. It's gonna happen.
And thank you for the suggestion.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. And last one, Ulia Eushis at JC Fools on Twitter says, "Oh my goodness, I need the laughs created by a recording of a cat on a balcony so much. Never thought I'd say that."
Oh my god,
that was so great. That was again.
I forgot about that.
Highlight.
So good.
Okay. So and again, thank you guys for tweeting. Tweet at us. We're gonna try and start reading stuff on the podcast.
We love you guys. You guys are the best.
Again, that's why we're that's the only reason we're here is because you guys are so great.
Our other podcasts, the community, not as friendly, but you guys are just very pretty great. Not gonna lie.
That's why we're recording. That's why we're recording this one first before we record the other one, because we want to be fresh for this one.
Yeah, we really do.
Yeah, we're assholes. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, but thank you guys for going to Redbubble. Again, another reason to follow us on the socials media is because whenever there's a sale on Redbubble, we'll tweet it out.
Which is often.
Which is fairly often.
Yeah.
And there was one late in the day this week, and I put it out there, and some people went in and got some stuff. Somebody bought, and I'm so excited, the pillow, the guest room pillow. Which, no joke, there's one in my bedroom as we speak. It's the greatest thing ever. I almost want to have a guest so they can see my passive-aggressive Jessica Fletcher pillow.
Absolutely.
So, thank you guys. So follow us on there. Go check out the stuff on the store, and then just, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, on Facebook. And the second there's a sale, we'll let you. It's usually 20% off. So
yeah, it's good.
It's good sales. So
and the quality of the merchandise, I said it before. It's actually really good.
I've gotten plenty of stuff on there already, and it's all good. Really good.
Yeah.
So put some stuff in your cart. We'll let you know when there's a sale. Then you go buy it.
Perfect.
I don't know if that affects our margin or not, but
I don't care because we're for the people.
Okay. Thanks again to Devin Kochersberger for the awesome theme song that he sent us.
Absolutely.
And the next episode is going to be a bit of a retro thing. We're just going to play, it's season 2, episode 2, Joshua Peabody Died Here, ... possibly. Recommended by Matt Drew, and we're going back to the archives because this is the very first episode we watched on our other podcast, which introduced us.
Yeah.
So it just dawned on me, I've never put it on this feed, so next week your guys are going to get to hear our reaction to seeing Murder, She Wrote for the very first time.
Oh my god. Okay.
I was listening to it, I was like, is it even good enough to put up? I'm like, it's pretty fun. I'm like, oh. Listening to us discover JB Fletcher, it's like, yeah, we were appropriately excited about how great this show was.
That's where this all spawned from.
That's where it all spawned. So
yeah, we just did an off one from the other one,
and then
manifested into our own fan club.
Okay.
So
So that's what's going to happen on the normal release date. The first Friday of the month that's the one that's going to come out. But we just wanted to drop this one a little early because we didn't want to wait until.
No, because we love JB.
And a good thing because God, this episode was good.
Oh, thank you guys again for the recommendations.
All right, guys. So until then, see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, guys, just kidding. Episode's not over. One quick thing. Sorry. I realized it as I was going over our notes at the end. Have to mention this. Max Baer, who played
Highway
Patrolman Boone, Marie Windsor, who played Caroline, and Janet Blair, who played Birdie, two of our favorite ladies. All of them have this episode of Murder, She Wrote as the last entry in their IMDb, which is like sounds grim.
Yeah, because I thought at first I was like, oh, so they're dead, right?
But none of them like died they died in like the 2000s. They lived long, healthy lives. But this episode of Murder, She Wrote just murdered their careers.
That is so dark. Or maybe this was just, let's be optimistic, this was so good.
They're like, not gonna, like, you know what, going out on top.
They're gonna end on a good note. They're gonna pull a Seinfeld and just be like, I'm not gonna get better than this.
This is like, I'm JB's like best friend and like.
Yeah, we just go to farmers markets together and hang out.
Yeah, so, or this episode is cursed and destroys careers. Either way, one of those is true. Anyway, just wanted to let you guys know that. Okay. Couldn't go without saying. Okay, bye for real.
Bye again.